Hey y'all, welcome to the Filling Station. It's a new day, another opportunity to either make money in this market or to just learn from the market. But first, y'all, let me give my disclaimer. I am not a financial advisor. I just enjoy teaching people how to build generational wealth. And yes, the stock market is just one of those avenues. So this video is for educational purposes only. But if you could, please like, share, comment, subscribe. Y'all, we learn and we grow together. With that being said, let's get started. So we are looking at the SPY, and as you can see, y'all, we closed at 594.28. Seems like we bounced off of support here around the 593, only to have some trouble at the 594.17. We have some moving averages here that we could use as resistance or trouble places. So I'd like to say, y'all, where are the trouble places as of right now? I would say around that 594.49, which is the 50 EMA. Should we break that level, we could possibly have trouble. 594.96, again 595.15. 595.32, not very far away. Breaking that brings us back to 595.67, which puts us back in this area here. So should we break that, we could possibly have trouble again. 595.97, 596.45, and breaking that, you see the 200 EMA is really close to a line that I have marked at 596.71. Should we break that level, 596.94, 597.25, 597.63, and 597.95. Now back to the downside. Let's say we break under this level here of 593.67. Something held us up here before. So breaking this level, 593.67, we could very well come back to, I need to remove that. We could very well come back to around, let's say, the 593.29 area. Let me move that. 593.29, and if we should break that 593, breaking that level brings us back to 592.62. And should we break that, y'all see the ATR trailing stop, in my opinion, is strong support, but it's right there at a level that we have marked at 592.18. So breaking that, in my opinion, that's going to be strong support for the spot, 592.18. Breaking that brings us back to 591.57. And should we break that, we have 590.89. Let's say we break this 590.89 area here, we could very well come back to around 590.16, and again here at 589.68. Again, y'all, I look at support and resistance on a smaller scale. Why? Because when I'm in the trade, I kind of want to know where my possible trouble places are, could be, right? So we are now looking at Tesla. We closed at 322.16, and as you can see, Tesla's been trading a little bit different, right? So where are the trouble places as of right now? It seems like we bounced off of this 323.74 only to get rejected. We'll have some trouble around the 326.42. So should we break this level, the ATR trailing stop, and a level that I have marked here at 327.32, in my opinion, this is going to be a strong resistance area for Tesla. As you can see, we tried to break it here. You know, are we going to break it the next time? That's something we have to watch. I always say trade what you see, right? So breaking this level, 327.45, we could very well have trouble again here. 328.35, 329.15, 330.38, 330.91, 331.39, 332.05, and breaking that 332.37. Should we break that 332.99? What's interesting is just looking at this here. Of course, that is computer generated, but it made a high of 337.05. Something stopped it at that area, so I definitely need to watch that 337.05. Just, again, not financial advice. Now, back to the downside. Let's say, for instance, we break under the 324.52 area. We could come back and find support 323.74. Breaking that brings us back to where the 200 EMA, 323.31, and breaking that brings us 322.84. Should we break that, 322.25, which is an area here that could very well hold us up. So definitely watching that. And if we should break that area, 321.75, 321.21, 320.30, and breaking that 318.85. Should we break that for Tesla, 318.26. There's a few layers here down to 317.61. Now breaking that 317.61, which is around this area here, we could very well come back to 316.60. Should we break that, y'all see where price just this 315 area, we bounced off of that. So if you're trading Tesla today, those are possible areas of support and resistance, y'all. And I say so often in this market, anything is possible, nothing is guaranteed. So we are now looking at Meta. We closed at 382.35, and y'all, as you can see, we created a gathering spot here only to come up, get rejected, but we came down to this level, found some type of support around the 681.46, moved from there and found another level of support around 682.86. So where are the trouble places as of now? 683.96, 684.80, 684.64, breaking that level 685.28. Should we break that? Possibly around the 688.16, and if we should break that level 689.26. I'm going to mark that because you can see here price kind of stayed in this area got rejected in this area before, so I need to remember that 689.26. breaking that brings us back to 690.80, which as you can see, the 200 EMA and a line that we have marked. So definitely need to be careful in this area. Again, not financial advice. So 690.80 for Meta. Should we break that? 692.34, 693.36, 694.21, and breaking that 695.25. Should we break that level? 696.06, and again 698.27, 699.51. Those are possible rejection areas for Meta. Now back to the downside. Let's say we lose this support of where we are now around the 683.01, losing that area. Strong support in my opinion right there. Should we come back? 681.46 could be another support place for us. Breaking that brings us to 679.85, which is kind of close to that ATR trail, and stop at 679.43. So in my opinion, that's going to be a strong support area for Meta. Should we break that, we could very well come back to this 677.96, and that's where we were here. So breaking that level brings us back to 675.90, and again 673.45. Should we break that area? 671.64, and breaking that level 669.41, and again here at 667.38. So if Meta is something that you trade today, y'all know I say trade carefully. Mark your levels, and once it goes against your why, get out. Live to trade another day, right? So we are now looking at NVIDIA. We closed at 143.85, and as you can see, we have found support here, 142.42. We've been here, right? So where are the trouble places? Back to the upside. We need to get back above 142.90. Should we break that level? 143.16, 143.32, and 143.77. You see that's really close to the 200 EMA line that we have marked here. So breaking that 143.77, we could possibly have trouble again at 144.05, which is the ATR trailing stop, and a level here of 144.17. So in my opinion, this is going to be a strong resistance area for NVIDIA as of now. Should we break this 144.17, we could very well have trouble 144.65, and breaking that level 145.02. Should we break that 145.24, and again 145.80. So those are possible rejection areas for NVIDIA as of now. Anything is possible, right? So back to the downside, under 142.42, we could very well come back to find support around the 142.08. As you can see, we were here. If we should break that 142.08, 141.88, 141.64, 141.42, 141.17, 140.92, and 140.68. Those are possible support areas for NVIDIA as of right now. So let's look at AMD. Let's look at AMD as of right now. So it looks as if we close at 128.24. It too looks like we broke out of a gathering spot here, only to come down, find support to go back to the upside. So where are the trouble places for AMD as of right now? Back to the upside, breaking above 131.14. We could possibly have trouble 131.85, 132.08, 132.60, again at 132.97. Should we break that 132.97, keep in mind anything can stop us out between this area, but the next level I have marked is at 134.15. Should we break that 134.15, I have 135.54 and 136.58. Those are possible rejection areas for AMD as of right now. Back to the downside, say for instance we get under the 129.72, have 129.24, 128.61, 128.01, 127.37, which y'all see the ATR trailing stop here. I would definitely watch around that 127.37, not financial advice. Breaking that level brings us back to 126.67. Not far from the 200 EMA, 126.38. Should we break that level, 125.69, and again 124.94, breaking that 124.47, and should we break that 123.78. So if AMD is something that you trade today, I say trade carefully, y'all. Mark your levels, stop losses, or whatever it is that you choose to use, y'all. Just make sure that you have the discipline to execute your plan. I say that often, right? So we do have a few inside day candles, CVX being one of those, meaning if by chance we broke above, this level here of 149.90, we had an upside target here, which we've already reached at 151.03. Downside, if by chance we break under 147.91, 147.67 is the target, and it seems like oil may be different or gas may be different today, so I say trade carefully, right? So IWM was also an inside day candle, meaning if it break above this level, this is our possible target. I needed to explain that, right? So if by chance we break above 211.27 for IWM, 211.38 is the target. Now to the downside, under 208.46, downside target 207.76. What will be interesting is this candle here. I would say trade carefully. It has found support, IWM, at that 208.32. So that's something to be mindful of if that is something that you trade, y'all. I say trade carefully, y'all. So this is what I see when I look at the market, y'all. There's so many different ways to trade the market, and what's challenging is trying to figure out the strategy that works best for you and having the discipline to execute your plan. So I hope that everyone have a very profitable and a very, very productive day today. Again, if you could please like, share, comment, subscribe, y'all. We learn and we grow together. Until next time, be blessed as well as a blessing unto others.